Alright, okay. So today is Drake Defensecon. It's the 8th day of the Invictus. Drake does its own thing because they don't technically have any military contracts for their ships, so they're not allowed, so they do their own things with gambling and hookers and all that fun. But it's at the spaceport at the far end. So you run down here around the corner to the elevators. Voila. And Drake Defensecon. And it runs 2 days just like all the other presenters. And their deal is they're not out defending the UEE from the Vandul. They're at home defending your planet or whatever from the pirates and whatever. So here's one of the new favorites. It's the Corsair. It's a exploration ship, but because it's also exploration, but because it's a Drake ship, it's well gunned and armored. Come on, please tell me you can rent it. Aw,
you could try to call local law or the Navy.
But
who are you kidding?
There we go.
You'll be blown up and picked clean long before they show up. Stock up on one of Drake's versatile combat-tested ships, and it'll be the Outlaws.
I believe it's got a 6-man crew rating. The pilot gets 4 forward guns. These are 2, and there's like 2 or 3 on the wings. I can't remember. They're asymmetrical because the wings come out. The chin gun here is the co-pilot's, or the gunner pilot's guns, and you have turrets on the sides, so it's kind of unique that way. It doesn't have, well, other than the co-pilot turret there, I do not believe it has a rear dorsal turret. Oh yeah, it does. So it does have a dorsal turret towards the rear. So it's got quite a bit of offense. It's got enough cargo space for a vehicle or just cargo. It's got, I think it's like a 4 or 5 man sleeping arrangement. Bathroom, commissary. So it's bare bones, but it's quite an interesting ship. And if you can't afford the bigger ships, it is a good option. And because it's a Drake ship, it's well gunned. Here's another fun Drake ship, the Vulture. This is a 1-man ship stripper. You can strip the hull off. Eventually it's going to get the muncher too, because it's got the muncher system on it. One of the cool parts is you can do this, climb on the outside of the ship. See, it's got the muncher set up for processing destroyed ships. It's got a couple of guns. I think they're just size 2s, but it's not really something you're going to go fight anybody with. It's got a little cargo area for kicking out the little cubes that you make from stripping hulls. But it's a good little salvage ship. I enjoy it when I get to play with it. Alrighty. Now if you want a fighter, and I don't care who you are, as long as you're a good pilot, the Drake Buccaneer is a go-to. It's not fancy. It doesn't have a lot of cool little tricky things that it can do. But it does one thing really well. It brings a lot of firepower to the fight. It doesn't have a great deal of durability because it's a light fighter, but it is packing like a medium fighter. So it's what, one, two, it's got two, I believe those are size 2s, or either size 2 or size 1 on the tip of the wings. Size 3, got 2 size 3, and a size 5. So if you back up and look at this, all around the cockpit is his main weapons. So he's got a good area of damage when he comes in, and it's just a devastating fighter. If you can get on a target, it just tears them up. And if you personalize your loadout, put the scatter guns on it, it's even better. Or put the big scatter gun on the top. It's a very effective interdictor. Alright, so here's the Drake Herald. Doesn't quite have purpose yet, other than it's super fast and people have been using it to run the races, and it's very good at it. It's very nimble, but its main purpose right now, well, it was designed to be a data runner. So if you go inside, there's a bunch of data running stuff, or data or information gathering stuff. So it's super fast, and it does have a chin turret and 2 guns in those little outsets here, plus some missiles. So it is not like super fightery, but it is capable of doing some damage. You're not going to want to be in a fight with it too much, but you can hit and run, and it runs fast. And here is the Drake Cutter. Everybody kind of dogs on this as low-end starter vehicle, but it is that. It's a low-end starter vehicle. 2 size 2 guns. It doesn't look spectacular, kind of like a Space Winnebago, but it does have a decent amount of cargo space. Come on, open up a bed, a bathroom and shower, and it does have like a freezer and stuff for food, and a single cockpit with the standard Drake raise you up on a platform to be in the cockpit position or flight position. So it's not a bad little ship. It's just a little starter ship, and I believe it's only $45. So it's not bad. Oh, and if you want to be a cargo hauler, this is a solid cargo hauler. These openings here are its cargo bays, and it's got another one up front that opens out the front, and eventually they're supposed to be setting these up so you can drop those down and load the cargoes on those ramps to get them up to the cargo bays, or you know, can use it as a pocket carrier and put the new little snub fighters in there. You know, how many snub fighters could it hold? 12? So that'd be kind of a scary thing to roll up on you. This thing comes roaring in, starts opening up the doors, and all you see is snub fighters sticking out. That'd be kind of intimidating. Okay, this has a belly turret and a dorsal turret up on the top front. So it does have guns. Yeah, it's got a couple of guns on the actual control part of the ship. See, eventually this is supposed to be able to detach. That's why it has a funny asymmetrical design. So you'll detach this, take it down to, you know, the surface, whatever, do what you need to do. Come it back, reconnect, and this is like the tractor truck and trailer. This is your tractor truck, this is the trailer. So eventually, if they get everything working like they want to, it's going to be an awesome cargo hauler. And eventually you'll be able to change out the modules, each individually is 4 modules, and specialize them. You can do research modules, you can do, you know, med modules, whatever. And maybe they'll even do an actual carrier module where you can put your snub fighters in there and pre-launch them without having to open the door or whatever, which would be awesome. But just an awesome ship. A little wallowy when you bring it into atmosphere, but other than that, great ship. Okay, and oh yeah, it's a medium hauler. Okay, this is one of the Cutlass line, and you cannot go wrong with any of the Cutlasses. This one in particular is the Cutlass Blue, which is the police variant. So you have more, it has distortion weapons and, what was it? Yeah, ballistics. So you have distortion and ballistics, so you're most likely just going to disable the ship. And it has the container cells in the back for once you capture somebody, you can detain them or put them on ice. You know, give them the old Han Solo treatment, and that will be how you know, bounty hunt or police. And of course, docking rings. Has a turret, so you can have a second gunner. Good solid all-around ship. It has an upgraded engine, upgraded armor, and the awesome cockpit screen, which is, you can see all the way out of it. It's awesome. Okay, this is the Cutlass Red, which is your ambulance variant, and it has two lower end healing beds in it. So you run out, pick the injured people up, put them on the beds, heal them up enough to get them to a treatment center. It only has, well, it has 4 guns, so it does have 4 energy weapons on it, but it gives up the turret, which I believe is swapped out with a sensor unit, so it can sense people at a farther distance, which is good for an ambulance. And it has a little cargo area and the med beds. It also has extra bunks here. Okay, this is the Cuddy Steel, and all this is a troop carrier. A troop carrier gun slash gunship. Come on. I think the big complaint about this was you get into this ship and half the server is in one ship. It has door gunners, regular energy weapons on it. Oh, dang it. Okay, so, and all right, let's see if we can go from where we lost connection at. So, this is the Cuddy Steel. It's basically dropship slash gunship. Come on, there we go. And the joke was, this thing is full. You have half the server full of the worth of people on one ship, and that's kind of dangerous. As you can see, it's got door guns, jump sheets, more door guns. So there's one to each side. So when you're doing Jump Town and you got a bunch of buddies, this is your support ship you send in. And of course, the turret seat and the pilot and co-pilot seat. And 2 bunk beds for the 2 crew. But this can hold a seriously large number of people. It's got extra armor. I don't think it has upgraded guns, but it has more guns on it because of all the door guns and whatnot on it. So it's a cool ship, but it's only going to be really useful if you're doing like battlegrounds or, you know, taking on Jumptown. So, which you'd have to have an org to get enough guys to even fill that. And this is the standard Cutlass Black. So medium cargo, medium fighter. It has these little sliding jump side doors, so you can load in and out. It has a drop gate, so you can load in and out. Very basic, very solid ship. With the right loadout, it's comparable fighter. Get a decent shield on it. You can use it to do all sorts of fun stuff. Just a good all-around ship, but not a spectacular ship at any one thing. Alright, this is the Dragonfly. So this is a two-seater ground vehicle, hovering ground vehicle. So one person, a co-pilot. It's got room for one ACU of cargo, and it's got two size 1 guns on it. I don't believe it has a shield, but when you're that small and fast, you probably don't need a shield. Just keep moving and don't let them target you. Alright, let's run all the way to the back here and have a look at what they have in their holo display, which I think should just be the Kraken. I'm not aware of them building another Drake vehicle. Okay, we have, yep, the Kraken. So the Kraken is the fighter or the carrier variant, and was it the Profiteer is the trader variant. Change.
That's why Drake Interplanetary builds ships that not only provide function and power at a price that
Yep.
but provide peace.
And it's a capital class ship, so it's going to be large, very large. I think the commercial shows it with 4 Buccaneers on it and 2 Cutlasses. So that's going to be a fairly large ship to support that for landing area, and that doesn't account for all the Dragonflies it'll have on it.
That's why Drake Interplanetary builds ships that not only provide function and power at a price that we can all afford.
And oh, this is the Kraken commercial, I believe. And I love these commercials because Drake portrays themselves as a home defense ship, but they're so common and so cheap that a lot of pirates will run them. Except in this commercial where they're promoting the Kraken, all the bad guys are other people's ships. So that's kind of amusing. Come out to the Prospector here any moment. And here we are. None of the bad guys are Drake ships. You figure a capital ship would be big enough to set off their alert just a little further away.
Something new. Something
Yep.
to change.
4 Buccaneers and 2 Cuddies. So that's a big ship. Big ship. As far as I know, they haven't done any showing of what that's going to look like on the interior, but just from that, it's going to be quite a large ship and quite a powerful ship too, because it's going to have carrier-like qualities of carrying other ships, other fighter ships, but it's going to have arms and armament on it that are going to be significant enough to take out other big ships. And see, this is a steel. That's what I was saying about taking on Jump Town. You just fly in with your Marine buddies and start hammering everything, then bail out and go do what you need to do. Until somebody flies by with a Hercules and Moabs you. And this is for the blue. So yeah, that's Drake today. I hope you enjoyed it. I really like Drake myself. They're bare bones and basic and very militaristic looking. If you've ever been in old military vehicles, they kind of have that feel. So I really enjoy them, and I hope you enjoyed the show today. I'll talk to you all later. Bye.